morning class was great. We had some tough new guys here. Dave did a knee bar / bull bar on me, which hit my knee and my nutsack.
I wish I filmed it.
It's a new move. I can highly recommend it. It hurts like hell.
수업 오늘 스파링도 재밌게 했고.
그 주짓수의 목표가 뭔데?
저는 체육관을 차려가지고 주짓수랑 운동을 사람들에게 좀 널리 알려주고 그런 걸 하고 싶습니다.
주짓수랜드에서 수업 처음 들어봤는데 참 즐거웠습니다. 스파링도 하고 뭐 부상을 당하긴 했지만 열심히 오늘도 즐거운 주짓수 생활을 했습니다.
고정 멤버가 좀 오는 사람들이 다 있어가지고 좋은 것 같습니다. 잘하는 분들 유색기도 많고 하니까 운동에 도움이 되는 것 같습니다.
친구 운동 너무 재밌습니다. 여러 유색 배치들도 많고 매일매일 올 때마다 실력이 늘어나는 것 같아서 재밌는 것 같아요. 그래서 블랙 받고 더 열심히 하겠습니다.
Good, man.
네.
It's good to be back. It's been 4 weeks since we've been closed. Today is our opening day. Just got done with our first session in the morning. Nice to see everybody get a good workout after being sedentary for a whole month. We're closed for about 5 weeks, and that was just enough time for me to grow out a mustache. And it was just long enough time for me to realize that it doesn't suit my face. And I was able to shave it off right before the gym was reopened. And we've really hit the ground running since the gym reopened. During that time, I've spent most of my time brewing, editing, training, hosting mini leagues, brewing, training some more. And it's taken away a lot of time for me to make these personal vlogs. The vlog was in a weird space for a while there. In the very beginning, I figured since we have Jiu-Jitsu Land and League Royale, I figured that the personal vlog should have nothing to do with Jiu-Jitsu. But after making some of these videos, I've come to realize that considering most of my time has to do with either training or working on things that are related to Jiu-Jitsu, it'd be really weird not to share something that I spend most of my time doing here on this personal vlog. And what we've done with Jiu-Jitsu Land has been great, but we are right on the edge of something even better. There's a level of energy at the gym, a momentum that we've created at Jiu-Jitsu Land. First opened 4.5 years ago in Busan. And like any new gym, when you first open, it's tough. You know, there's not really good training. Everyone who's signing up and training with me at the gym when I first opened were beginners. And I was really happy when we first opened that gym, but at the same time, I was really sad as well. Because I knew as a competitor, I wouldn't be getting the best possible training to become the best possible competitor that I could possibly be. And for us here at Jiu-Jitsu Land, one of my main goals, one of my biggest ambitions, both as a competitor but also as a gym owner, is not only to be the best possible competitor that I can be. And for me, the goal was always simple. For me in the past, it was always to be the best in the world. Although now I'm coming to an age, I'm turning 34 this year, where I've come to grips that it might be a little bit difficult with the time that I have left to really push it to that level. And whatever shortcomings I had during my career, started Jiu-Jitsu a little bit late. When I was a little bit older, I first discovered the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Whatever shortcomings I had during that time, I wanted to pass on to my students. I want my students to be able to have that opportunity to be the best in the world. I want to see them thrive and do the things that I wasn't able to do myself. And I want to take away all those obstacles that make it so difficult for you to be the best in the world. Mostly the biggest things are a good training environment. The second thing also being, of course, people who are competing in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are having trouble supporting themselves as they continue to train. Most people in the world would probably think it's crazy that you'd want to be so good at a fringe sport like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Just because you become a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu doesn't mean you're well established. There's no prize money, there's no guarantee that you're going to be making an income if you win the world championships. And as hard as it is to win the world championships, there's just not a whole lot of money in the sport. Making it in the sport has no guarantee that you're going to be living well. And so it takes a bit of a crazy person to really want to be the world's best at a sport that doesn't pay well. But I'm that guy. I was that crazy guy. I started when I was a blue belt. I said I want to train full time. In 2013, I quit my job. I started doing businesses that were completely related to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with the one goal that I wanted to be the best at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as I possibly could. And at that time, of course, I was thinking about being a world champion. I just didn't realize how hard it would be, how much more time it would take, how much more effort it would take. And I'm happy for where I've come so far. I've put 100% of my effort into being the best that I possibly could, and I'm not done yet. I'm gonna try to be the best that I can be, and along the way, I'm gonna pull all of my students up there with me. That is my mission here at Jiu-Jitsu Land. We're gonna create champions. We're gonna create more than one champion. We're gonna create many champions. We're gonna be the best, not only in South Korea, but we will be one of the best competition teams in the world. And for us, this momentum really started with a kid. When he first came to us, he was a kid, but now he's a young man. He's an adult. When he first came to us, he had just come fresh out of the military. His name was Kang Hong-bi.
저는 23살 강홍비고 올해는 선수 생활하려고 고민을 하다가 리그로얄 1을 출전하게 되어서 데이브 관장님의 경기를 보고 아, 저분한테 한번 가서 운동해보는 것도 나쁘지 않겠다라는 호기심 때문에
When we first did League Royale 1, he said he saw me at a tournament competing. It was our first League Royale tournament. I was way out of my element. Things were crazy, things were hectic. I didn't know how to organize things very well because I couldn't speak Korean very well. It was a really stressful day, that first day that I did that first tournament. He saw me compete for the first time and decided that maybe, hey, maybe I'll go to that jiu-jitsu land and compete there. It seems like it might be a good place for me to develop my career. So he was the first guy to join us with the hopes that we can turn him into a competitor. With his own words, he said this to me. He said that's why he came to Jiu-Jitsu Land. He moved. It's a pretty big commitment to move from your hometown to Busan where you know absolutely nobody, to just rent a place to live there and just train full time. And he did that. He was there with us for about 2 years. He trained. When he first came, he was a purple belt. He had a lot of fundamental errors in his game. And I don't mean to say that he was bad, but I do mean to say that as a guy who hasn't competed very much, they can sometimes make some fundamental errors. For example, like here in this match, he's on top passing and he jumps to the bottom to try to berimbolo and take it back. Small things like this that you don't really want to do. Here's another video at League Royale 1 where he first met me. He's on top and instead of passing the guard for points, he jumps on a footlock, sits to his butt. These are errors you shouldn't be making in competition because every point is sacred. Every point is hard to earn and hard to maintain. You can't be fighting in a way where it's easy for your opponent to score points on you. But so he trained hard for 2 years and to be honest, he lost a lot. He lost a lot at first and he kept losing and losing. And then he started placing third, he started placing second. And then he kept on going and going and going. He didn't quit. He competed almost every single tournament from League Royale 1 to League Royale 12. And guess what? After about a year, he started winning. And he started winning a lot. And then he started winning so much that people started to realize who he was. He started building a name for himself here in South Korea. I had a lot of interesting challenges for him. We threw up a submission-only event for him called Sub Royale, where we invited 7 of the most decorated purple belts here in South Korea. The special thing about this event is that it's submission-only, no time limit, and Hombi went out there and performed. He submitted all 6 guys, flawless victory. He didn't lose even once. And I think that really put him on the map there here in South Korea. People really started to know who Kang Hombi was. And if there was a League Royale tournament, people would be looking for him. So he was our first, and when Hombi came to Jiu-Jitsu Land, the training environment was, you know, it was good. We have a lot of coaches that Hombi can train with. There's me. I'm really trying to put the pressure on him, trying to beat him up and make him tougher. Every single day, we're beating each other up. But last March, he went back to his hometown. He's going to be opening up his own gym later this year. It's his dream come true to open up his own gym, and I'm happy for him. But ever since Hombi left, it seems like there's been a flow, a trickle of different people who have been coming to Jiu-Jitsu Land to try to become the next Kang Hombi. Guys who are coming here to train just full time. They don't have a job. They're just here to become as good at Jiu-Jitsu as possible, as quickly as possible. And in order to do something like that, it's not just one guy like me who can do it. It takes many training partners who can take you to that level. And over the past 2 years that Hombi was here, we've found those types of people. You can build a guy from scratch, from 0 to 4 years to be one of the best purple belts in South Korea, but it takes a long time. It's almost half a decade. If I had to build all these guys from scratch, by the time we had some of the world's best guys, it would take me a decade to do it. I don't want to spend that much time. I have a sense of urgency. I really want us to get there as quickly as possible. And with all this effort, these League Royale tournaments that I've been doing to try to keep the Jiu-Jitsu Land competitors motivated, not just the Jiu-Jitsu Land competitors, but also competitors all around Korea, I want them to dream a bigger dream. I want them to dream more than just being the best in Korea, because I think that's such a short road in the grand scheme of things. When you look at the world champions who are the world's best, they're just so ridiculously good. The world champions today are so ridiculously good that I think the average Korean Jiu-Jitsu practitioner just has no idea how good they are. They are so good. And with the right training environment, with the right amount of time, with the right amount of effort, with the right type of people, we can make that type of environment where we can create the world's best here in South Korea. And I want to be that guy. I've got that drive, I've got that ambition, I've got the know-how, I've lived with world champions. This drive to be the world's best starts with a dream. And the dream can't just be the best here in South Korea. The dream has to be to be the world's best, to be the best possible person in the world. That is the dream that I want to sell to the competitors who are coming here to Jiu-Jitsu Land. You want to be the world's best, you got to go to an environment that supports your dreams to be the world's best. But yeah, now we have the right training environment of competitors. We've got Park Jae-young, who's a really strong brown belt here. We have 3 black belt coaches, me, we've got Mark Vujovic, we've got Jackie, we've got a brown belt coach named Adrian, we've got Sungwon, the brown belt. He's competed a lot. He's been training for a really long time with us here at Jiu-Jitsu Land. We have a fresh new crop of purple belts that we have here at Jiu-Jitsu Land. We have Sanghyuk, who just recently got promoted. He was at Jiu-Jitsu Land on the first day that we opened, and he's been training with us for 4.5 years. We have Pilsu, who was a Legal Royale white belt, ranked #1 competitor. Homegrown, he's really good. We have Saeed, another purple belt. We have Hovian, who is a blue belt who came here to train full-time with us. He doesn't work, he just eats, sleeps, and trains jiu-jitsu here with us. We have Pejin Suk, who's coming back from Jeju-do. He's a really strong purple belt. You know, he competed a lot as a blue belt, pretty much won everything there is to win at blue belt, and now he's a purple belt. He's gonna do the same as a purple belt. We're gonna take him to really good places, we're gonna take him really far. We're gonna make him the next big name here in the jiu-jitsu scene here in South Korea. We have a purple belt named Han Ji-wook, who's pretty good. He's a newer member at our gym, and a really strong, scrappy purple belt. His name is Dongyu. He's always going 150%, always making sure you're staying sharp. And last but not least, we have a newer blue belt who joined late last year named Ho Haram. He's spending the next 4 years just dedicating to jiu-jitsu, just to see how far he can take it. This jiu-jitsu has a bright future. There's a lot of interest, a lot of guys who are contacting me about possibly moving here to train with us. This environment that we're creating here in Busan it's gonna be one that's not found anywhere else here in South Korea. It's gonna take a little bit of time, it's gonna take a little bit of effort, but we got the ball rolling, we got this momentum. I can feel this energy, I can feel this momentum that we've created here at Jiu-Jitsu Land. And we're just on the brink, I can tell there's just gonna be a landslide of all this new talent who are coming to train with us, and it's gonna be a good year here in 2021, that's for sure. I can feel good things are about to happen. But good things are about to happen. We're gonna meet a lot more new, interesting people. Times are a little bit tough here with 2021. We've been doing these mini leagues instead of Legal Royale, but we gotta keep that dream alive. We gotta keep that dream alive to be the best possible competitors, the best possible version of ourselves that we can possibly be, and we gotta just keep pushing forward. Why do we have to be the best in the world? Well, it's true that not everyone has to be the best in the world. That's up to you to decide. That is what we do here at Jiu-Jitsu Land 2021. We strive for excellence, and life is a lot more interesting when you strive to be the best possible version of yourself, to be the best possible competitor you can be. Life is just more interesting when you're willing to put in that extra effort to be the best.
Then I will circle. 안 잡아도 돼요. Flare out the elbow, okay? One more.